Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. It is so great to be back in Halifax. Thank you for this, my friends. Thank you first to my dear friend, Premier McNeil, for that warm and kind introduction. I really, really appreciate it. As always, Stephen, thank you. Give a round of applause for your Premier. And of course, a thank you as well to my dear friend, Mayor Mike Savage, who welcomed me back to your fine city. Where are you, Mike? There you are. There you are. It's just so great to be back here in Halifax with our strong team of Nova Scotia candidates, a team that's ready to bring real change to Ottawa. Let's give them a big round of applause as well. And of course, for me, it's always a humbling and incredibly deep privilege to be able to stand here at Pier 21. This is a place that touches me deeply. As many of you know, Pier 21 was for decades the gateway to Canada. It was the first landfall for more than 1 million new arrivals. But of course, it's also where 500,000 members of our allied forces left to fight with our allies in the Second World War. And those are the two parts of the legacy of this place and this country that we need to talk about. And that's the legacy that I'm here to talk about today. The legacy Canada has of not only offering aid and a better future, but also of protecting security at home and abroad, and being able to help those in need all over the world. It is of utmost importance to me, to this party, and to Canadians that we continue that proud tradition. That's why a Liberal government will recommit to providing more humanitarian support and immediately welcoming 25,000 Syrian refugees. My friends, the world has changed a lot since Pier 21 closed its doors in 1971. We are more interconnected than ever, and issues that arise beyond our borders are ever more complex. What hasn't changed, however, is the fact that our security and our continued prosperity here at home depends on how well we are able to navigate this period of global change. Canada has proved in the past to be very good at doing just that. We have a long and proud history of meaningful and often exemplary contribution in all spheres of engagements, from combat missions to peace operations to disaster relief. Canada has been there. Throughout our history, both the people and industry here in Halifax have been integral to ensuring that that was the case. However, for the past 10 years, Harper has neglected both. Despite all the promises made, after 10 long years under Stephen Harper, our Canadian forces are in a state of stagnation. Procurement has become paralyzed, training and readiness has been reduced, and $10 billion of unallocated funding lapsed or went unspent. The Conservatives the Conservatives have provided little vision, plan, or necessary cultural changes for the armed forces. The reality is that their Canada First defense strategy envisioned by Mr. Harper was never properly costed or implemented. And so, for the last 10 years, funding for the forces has been erratic, and promised increases have been scaled back. Procurement under Stephen Harper has become a total mess. Much-needed equipment purchases have been delayed or simply never happened. For Halifax, what this has meant is jobs promised but not delivered. We need real change. And that's exactly what a new Liberal government will bring. We will reinvest in building a leaner, more agile, and better equipped military. We will fully maintain current national defense spending levels, actually deliver current planned increases, and we will not lapse military funding from year to year. We'll also take a good, hard look at the Canada First defense strategy and figure out what works, what doesn't work, and what might need to be changed or improved. No matter what, we need to ensure that we can continue to make a meaningful contribution to peace and security in the world while protecting Canadian sovereignty. Therefore, our commitments will, among other things, ensure that the Royal Canadian Navy is able to once again operate as a blue water fleet and remain so well into the future. Canada is immensely lucky to have the longest coastline of any country in the world, and Canadians rightly expect that we give our Navy the proper tools to protect that coastline. A Liberal government will also do what the Harper Conservatives ought to have said years ago. We will not buy the F-35 fighter jet. Instead, we will launch an open and transparent competition to replace the CF-18s, keeping in mind the primary mission of our fighter aircraft is the defense of North America. This process will also ensure that bids include guaranteed industrial benefits for Canadian companies and workers. Because the Conservatives' sole-sourced plan for the F-35 did not. See, by choosing to replace the existing CF-18s with a more affordable aircraft than the F-35, we will be able to guarantee the delivery of current procurements for the Navy. We will keep those promises for the Halifax shipyards. We will also acquire long-range surveillance UAVs, and we will finalize a variety of Army projects. We'll cut red tape at national defense and in the armed forces. We'll make sure the projects that need to happen do, and that projects don't get bottlenecked as they so often did under Stephen Harper's watch. Above all, we will do our part to protect the well-being of the men and women in uniform, both while in service and afterwards. That means a zero-tolerance policy for sexual harassment, adequate mental health support and services, and high-quality career counseling and support. And we will hold up our end of the sacred commitment we make with the men and women in uniform. We will honor the sacrifices our veterans have made with investments in pensions, post-secondary education, and more support for veterans' families. We will reopen the 9 Veterans Affairs offices the Conservatives have closed. Because while Harper likes to wrap himself in the flag, he has betrayed the men and women who risked their lives for it. Les Canadiens sont prêts pour un changement. Et c'est ce qu'un nouveau gouvernement libéral leur offrira. Nous maintiendrons les dépenses de la défense nationale ainsi que les augmentations prévues. Nous ferons l'examen approfondi de la stratégie de défense Le Canada d'abord pour déterminer ce qui fonctionne, ce qui ne fonctionne pas et ce qui pourrait être amélioré. Avant tout, nous devons nous assurer que nous continuons à contribuer de manière importante à la paix et à la sécurité mondiale tout en protégeant la souveraineté du Canada. Ainsi, nos engagements assureront, entre autres, que la Marine royale canadienne soit en mesure d'opérer en tant que flotte de haute mer maintenant et dans l'avenir. C'est pourquoi l'accélération et l'expansion du renouvellement des vaisseaux de la Marine sera une priorité. Nous mettrons en service des brise-glaces renforcées pour la garde côtière canadienne et des aéronefs de recherche et de sauvetage. Ces 2 pièces d'équipement sont indispensables pour assurer notre pleine capacité dans l'Arctique et sur nos côtes. Un gouvernement libéral fera ce que les conservateurs de M. Harper auraient dû faire il y a des années, annoncer que nous n'achèterons pas les avions de combat F-35. Nous lancerons plutôt un appel d'offres ouvert et transparent pour remplacer les CF-18 en gardant à l'esprit que la mission première de nos avions de combat est la défense de l'Amérique du Nord. Ce processus veillera aussi à ce que les soumissions incluent des avantages industriels garantis pour les entreprises canadiennes et nos travailleurs, ce que le plan des conservateurs pour les F-35 à un seul fournisseur ne faisait pas. Et en choisissant de remplacer les CF-18 existants avec un avion plus abordable que le F-35, nous serons en mesure de garantir que les projets de la marine en cours seront pleinement livrés. Nous ferons aussi l'acquisition de drones de surveillance de longue portée et nous finaliserons les derniers détails d'une variété de projets de l'armée. Nous réduirons le poids administratif de la défense nationale et dans les forces armées, nous nous assurerons que les projets qui doivent aller de l'avant se concrétisent. Et avant tout, nous prendrons nos responsabilités pour assurer le bien-être des femmes et des hommes en uniforme pendant leur service et après. Cela veut dire, entre autres, tolérance zéro en matière de harcèlement sexuel. Ça veut dire des services de soutien en santé mentale adéquats et des services d'orientation professionnelle et de grande qualité. Comme j'ai annoncé plus tôt au cours de cette campagne électorale, nous nous engageons à honorer les sacrifices de nos anciens combattants par des investissements dans les pensions de retraite, les études postsecondaires et les familles des anciens combattants. Et, comme vous savez, nous rouvrirons les 9 bureaux d'anciens combattants Canada fermés par les conservateurs. My friends, this is the real change a Liberal government will bring. Canada's armed forces are tasked with doing 3 things: keeping Canada safe, keeping North America safe, and being a meaningful international partner in missions abroad. A new Liberal government will ensure that the armed forces are fully capable of all 3. And all the while creating good jobs right here in Halifax and right across the country. We owe it to the women and men who so bravely serve to defend our values and our sovereignty. We owe it to the generations of courageous women and men who came before them, and we owe it to all the generations of Canadians still to come. That's what we owe them. Merci beaucoup tout le monde. Thank you very, very much.